A quick question to start things off. What do ancient libraries, Google, and large language model AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini all have in common? I'll answer that more fully soon, but first let me tell you why you need to know. If you're an e-commerce store owner or have any form of online business, in this video I will explain why you don't need to be overwhelmed by AI, Google, or SEO when creating great content that gets you results. See, whether you're creating blog posts, product descriptions, or marketing campaigns, the key is to pay attention to core content fundamentals, namely patterns and structures. It's that simple. See, understanding and executing this simple concept will go a long way towards helping you reach and engage with your target audience, so that they eventually know, like, and trust you enough to buy your products and services. The first thing to acknowledge is that if you want to create great content that both ranks and resonates, you must understand that the content creation process is part art, part science. The art part allows you and your team to be creative and authentic in marketing your goods and services. Who wouldn't want that? The science part involves understanding the core fundamentals underpinning how humans have always consumed and engaged with content. The good news is, any business can master this process. You don't need to understand the technical mechanics of large language models or SEO algorithms. It also means whether people want to use Google search or ChatGPT search to find you. The need for structure and patterns remains fundamental. Now come with me on this short journey, and if you stick around, I'll show you a live example of how this plays out using different search tools. First of all, a quick mythbuster. SEO and Google are not the same. Let me explain that using two simple and separate angles. Number one, search engine optimization, SEO, is not a thing. It's not an entity owned, patented, or trademarked by anyone. More simply put, it's like a framework, or even a philosophy, or perhaps more pertinently, an all-encompassing phrase within which search engines could construct a set of guidelines for content creators like you, like me. Number two, break the phrase down into its individual parts and you'll see even more clearly why SEO has been around long before Google. Search. Humans have been searching for answers to life's questions since the beginning of time. There's nothing new there. Engine. It's an inevitable discovery invention to satisfy our ever-present desire to make things happen quicker and easier, including our desire to get information. Optimization. Another natural human evolution phenomenon, a desire for continuous and never-ending improvement. An engine has probably never been invented that hasn't been the subject of ongoing enhancements to improve it. A search engine is no different. Now back to my opening question. What do ancient libraries, Google, and large language model AI tools all have in common? As I said, from stone slabs to Google and now AI-driven tools like ChatGPT, one thing has remained constant. Structured, organized content is the key to standing out and communicating effectively with your desired audience. Think about structure and patterns in the evolution of language. Early writing, stone slabs, hieroglyphs and scrolls. This was how early humans used patterns and structure to start making sense of their world. Then we had the evolution of books, chapters, headings and indexes as tools to organize knowledge and make it more comprehensible. Libraries, the creation of systems like the Dewey Decimal System to categorize and retrieve information efficiently. See, regardless of your age, I imagine all viewers can think of a library experience. Without shelves, a catalog system or an index, it's just a room full of books no one can find. Now think of the digital age and the rise of search engines. When Google came along, it did for the internet what libraries did for books. Leverage the natural structures and patterns within content to index and organize the world's information so we could find what we needed more quickly and easier. In doing so, search engines effectively became digital librarians. And as the years passed and technologies evolved, SEO guidelines encouraged online content creation on your websites to evolve in a similar way. Just like a well-organized library, they advised us our content needs patterns and structures to be helpful. Yes, clear headings, logical flow, and navigation all contribute to helpful content. Without these, it's like tossing your book into a pile and hoping someone stumbles across it. And even if they do, hoping again they'll find it engaging enough to keep reading it. Now let's focus on AI in the evolution of language and content creations. If you're not aware, in the simplest terms, tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, etc. all use some form of natural language processing techniques to try to make sense of all the data contained in stupendously large language models. Stupendously large language models. This means you can think of AI tools and LLMs as super smart librarians. Just like a librarian uses a catalogue to find the best book for a patron, natural language processing tools use patterns and structures to deliver accurate and relevant responses. Without patterns and structure, the librarian, or AI, gets lost. Large language models don't replace the need for patterns and structure, they amplify it. The better the inputs, i.e. your organised content, the better the results, AI-generated responses pointing to your content. For example, this can be a reason why some people find their AI agent gets tired trying to come up with the answers you think it should find easily. Whilst you may think AI tools are relatively new, larger language models and natural language processing are just a more advanced way of what Google has been doing for decades, indexing and understanding content based on patterns and structures. Examples. Imagine you're a baker writing about sourdough bread. If your article has no clear headings like ingredients, steps, or FAQs, AI tools can't easily serve the right part to someone searching for how to make a sourdough loaf. Or search engines can't do it either. Okay, as promised, let's take a look at this in action and how it plays out using your search tools. So we said we would show you a live example of patterns and structure at play. So take this post here. It's a travel blog. It's a small blog. It doesn't have a lot of resources, but 15 months ago, this blog was doing nothing. Was getting no traction at all. And it went through a process on 3 blog posts of addressing the structures it needed and the pattern of information it needed against its competition to start performing. So let me just show you. We've got 3 posts open here. This one's fun activities, attractions and things to do in Cebu with kids. So you can just see here, it's got some structure to it. There's a table of contents, clear headings, photos, and it's laid out nice and skimmable. And if you look at this other one here, things to do in Bohol, Panglao, similar pattern, headings, photos, text, and the same here. This one's in Fethiye, Turkey, similar layout, image or call to action at the top, headings and structure. And this is all compared against the competition search results. So the search engines get to see this pattern and structure in place. So let's have a look at performance in the 15 months. And what you can see here is from nothing at the end of 2023, an upward trend in consistent performance against those 3 posts. You'll see there's 5 posts there, but what happened was in this process of updating them, 2 of them had their URLs changed, and that must have been literally just around when this 16 months period started, because all the rest of the traffic is since. You can see the one in Cebu's really benefited hugely, but both the other 2 have also done well. So let's bring that forward to today. We are in our private window. I'm going to show you in Safari using the DuckDuckGo search engine. I'm going to show you in Google using the search engine, and I'm going to show you in ChatGPT search. So you can see the date up here, 2nd of January, 2025. But you can see with the Cebu with kids, you've got a couple of ad posts. Then you've got things that should be there. The TripAdvisor, Cebu Insider, very hard to compete against these. But then it's one of the first proper blogs that shows up. Same with Bohol, got ads at the top, and then performing #1 in DuckDuckGo. And same here, Fethiye with kids, you got ads at the top, you got some images, because this is a very image intensive region. So TripAdvisor, very difficult to beat, but look who's next. Let's see what that looks like in a Google. So we start with Fethiye with kids. So with Google, lots of images come up as we picked up in DuckDuckGo. You got a sponsored post, TripAdvisor at the top. You got people also ask, there's parenting and passports. And it's the same with Bohol. This one here, Number 3, competing with TripAdvisor and We're Sharing, which is a 44 out of 100 for Moz. And this one here has only got 18 out of 100. So, regardless of ranking, that sort of structure is helping. And the same with Cebu with kids. Number 3, images with the sponsored images. We're sharing another popular one, TripAdvisor, and then fun activities, parenting passports coming in 2 or 3 in the rankings. But look what happens when you're putting exactly the same thing into ChatGPT search. So here we put Cebu with kids. Obviously, ChatGPT displays it differently, but look, parenting and passports, parenting and passports. And you can see on the side, this is where the sources come from, parenting and passports, parenting and passports. We added in Bohol with kids and the same thing. Where's Sharon? Around Bohol, parenting and passports, parenting and passports. Go down to the search, the sources, there they are. And finally, same with the last one, Fethiye with kids. Again, it's picking up the same sources, parenting and passports. And go down here, you see the search sources. There you have it. The pattern and the structure is the key thing. Then all of the search engines, in whatever shape or form they're going to come, are going to recognize your content. If you're an e-commerce store owner or have any form of online business relying on content marketing, hopefully you'll now appreciate even more that your website is your digital storefront. And if it's going to entice people to stop by, it needs to pay attention to some fundamentals. If your content is a jumble, visitors will leave or never find you in the first place. Patterns and structures are core fundamentals that help everyone, search engines, large language models, and your prospective customers. Clear, engaging content doesn't just rank better, it builds trust, answers questions, and drives sales. That's the art and science of SEO at work, regardless of technologies being used to find and consume the content. That's it, my friends. You know what to do. You know how to do it. Now just do it. But before you go, remember these 2 core ideas. You don't need to understand the technical mechanics of large language models or SEO algorithms to start improving your websites. Look at your content today. Are your headings clear? Does it flow logically? Is it easy for your audience, search engines, and AI tools to understand? If not, prioritize structure and start making small changes today. Content creation is a dance between art and science. Just like a couple dancing whose performance is more riveting when they physically and emotionally connect, patterns and structure can do the same for your content, gluing together potentially bland words into something special that gets seen and heard, shows off your authentic and creative strengths, and has your audience begging for more. By the way, if you want to share your journey, we'll happily listen to your challenges to see if we can join you to ensure you get where you want to go. Just shout out. As always, links are in the description.